I am Professor Kale Bibi from Sir Sundarbai Manik Cultural Polytechnic, Class Amannagar. Now, today I am going to teach you the subject Mechanical Engineering Material. In that, today we are going to discuss about the unit number 1, Basics of Engineering Material. In that topic number, Mechanical Properties of Material. In previous lecture, of this unit, we were studied what is the unit cell, space lattice, crystal structure, then metallography, what is metallography, then how to check microstructure, then sample preparation process. Now in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the mechanical properties of material. In that first introduction, the practical application of engineering material in manufacturing engineering depends upon a thorough knowledge of their particular property under wide range of conditions. Measure of responsible, sorry, the term property is a qualitative and quantitative measure of a response of material to externally imposed conditions like a force and temperature. However, the range of property found in different class of material is very large. Then classification of material property. The material property are divided into four types: chemical property, physical property, mechanical and dimensional property. In that we are going to study the mechanical property: strength, toughness, stiffness, elasticity, plasticity, ductility, brittleness and hardness. Next, mechanical property. The property of material that determine its behavior under applied force are known as a mechanical property. They are usually related to the elastic and plastic behavior of material. These properties are expressed as a function of stress and strain. A sound knowledge of mechanical property of material provides the basic for predicting behavior of material under the different load condition and designing the component out of them. Next, first property is stress and strain. Now we will see experience shows that any material subjected to a load may either deform, yield or break depends upon the magnitude of load, nature of material and cross-sectional time. The sum of total of elementary interatomic force or internal resistance which the material is called upon to exert to counteract the applied load is called as a stress. Now, you know the formula of stress is sigma is equal to applied force upon cross-sectional area. Okay. Then mathematically, the term is expressed as sigma is equal to F upon A. Now, in this diagram, you have to show the how the forces are act on the figure or diagram. Then, what is a strain? You know what is a strain? Strain is change in length to original length. Now, see, strain is defined as or is the dimensional response given by material against mechanical loading deformation produced per unit length. Mathematically, strain is change in length divided by original length. Next, strength. What is strength? The strength of material is a capacity to withstand destruction under the action of external load. It determines the ability of a material to withstand stress without failure. The maximum stress that any material will withstand before destruction is called as the ultimate strength. Now see in diagram how strength will apply or check. Then next property is elasticity. What is the elasticity? The property of material by virtue of which deformation caused by applied load disappear upon the removal of load. Elasticity of a material is the power coming back to its original position after deformation when stress or load is removed. Now see how the elasticity will apply. First diagram, then second diagram, when load is applied, then return to its original position. Means, what is the elasticity? Elasticity means when you apply any force on any body, then this body regain its original shape after deformation. Okay, known as elasticity property. Then what is the plasticity? The plasticity of a material is the ability to undergo some degree of permanent deformation without rupture or failure. The plastic deformation will take only after the elastic limit is exceeded. To increase, it increase with increase in temperature. Now see in diagram. Next, stress strain curve shows the elasticity and plasticity of a material. Now you see how the deformation will occur in the body. Okay, first stage elastic deformation is there. Then when apply any force, then now you will see how the plastic deformation will occur. Okay, then necking is there and then failure. When you apply your load on the object or body, in that you will see how the elastic and plastic deformation. You know what is elastic deformation? Elastic deformation regain its original shape after remove the stress, but plastic deformation they not regain their original shape after deformation. Okay. Now see stiffness. What is stiffness? The resistance of material to elastic deformation or deflection is called as stiffness or rigidity. Then a material which suffers slight deformation under load has a high degree of stiffness or rigidity. Next example of the stiffness is steel beam is more defer or rigid than aluminum beam, and one more example is there to apply stiffness is spring. Next, what is a ductility? It is a property of material which enable it to draw out into thin wire. Example, mild steel, it is a ductile material. The percentage elongation and the reduction in area in tension is often used as empirical measures of ductility. Now we'll see how ductility property will use. Okay. In this diagram, we are now we'll see how elongation is there. Now we'll see in this diagram elongation, and when you apply a force on this stress, this is a tensile stress. When you apply stress, then there is a elongation occur. Next property is malleability property. Malleability of a material is its ability to flatten into a thin sheet without cracking by hot or cold working. Example, lead can be readily rolled and hammered into a thin sheet but can be drawn into wire. Now see in this diagram, what is the malleability property? Malleability of a material is the ability to flatten. Means in this property, you can flat any object. Okay, flatten the sheet. Then comparison of ductility and malleability. Ductility and malleability are frequently used interchangeably by many times. Or ductility is a tensile quality while malleability is a compressive quality. Then resilience. It is the capacity of material to absorb any energy elastically. Next, The maximum energy which can be stored in a body up to elastic limit is called as the proof resilience, and proof resilience per unit volume is called as the modulus of resilience. The quantity gives capacity of material to bear shock and vibration. Now this is the resilience property. You can see the diagram. Next property is hardness. What is the hardness? Hardness is a fundamental property which is closely related to strength. Hardness is usually defined in terms of ability of a material to resist to scratching, abrasion, cutting, indentation or penetration. Method used to determine the hardness is Brinell and Rockwell Beaker hardness test. Now in this diagram you can see how the hardness will be increased. Okay, there is a mineral or minerals, fingernails, penny, knife, file. How to increase in this diagram you show how to increase the hardness of material. Next property is a brittleness property. It is a property of breaking without much permanent distortion. Non-ductility material is considered to be brittle material. Example, glass, cast iron. Then creep. What is a creep? The slow and progressive deformation of a material with time at a constant stress is called creep. Depending on temperature, stresses even below the elastic limit can be cause some permanent deformation. It is most generally defined as a time-dependent strain occurring under stress. In this diagram, we have to see how the creep will occur. What is how creep will occur? The slow and progressive deformation of a material with time at a constant stress is called as a creep, and it depends on temperature. Then fatigue. Fatigue means this phenomenon leads to fracture under repeated or fluctuating stress. Fatigue fracture are progressive, beginning as a minute crack and grow under the action of fluctuating stress. Many components of high-speed aero and turbine engine are of this type. One more example of fatigue stress is when soldiers are marching, then these are not they are not going any cement bridge because there is a fatigue failure chances are more because repeated load are active. Thank you.